Filing.
Hey there, look at you. Someone is so tired.
The game was lovely, Dad. We scored 22 goals against our opponents.
Haha, my goodness. Were they just standing there waiting for you lame guys to score?
Not really, Dad, but we scored all the same. How was the office?
Well, if I remember correctly, you were in the same office the better part of the day.
I meant after I left.
Well, it was okay, but I missed our chats.
Then we can continue from where we left.
How about we discuss filing then?
What is that?
Well, offices survive on records of their activities, both past and present.
Because they are used a lot for future references, yes.
Now, it is very important to keep these records safe, and that is where filing comes in.
So what exactly do you mean by filing?
Good question. Filing is the process of classifying, arranging, and storing records that they can easily be retrieved when need be.
Understood.
The records are arranged in a certain order in a systematic way. We have a number of documents that can be kept in an office.
Letters come to mind.
Yes, letters is a good example. Now we have bulky documents such as magazines, reports, brochures that can also be stored there.
You forgot to mention the newspapers.
Thank you for reminding me. We also have business documents including inquiries, quotations, orders, invoices, statements, and receipts. Then there are also accounting documents which range from ledgers, statements, to stock records, cards, and so on.
Is it that important to file documents?
What a question! Yes, it is really important. Imagine if you visited an office and you had to wait for 2 hours as they searched for your records.
My goodness, I would be so frustrated I may end up leaving without the service.
That is what I'm talking about. So, to ensure that they are efficient in serving their clients, organizations ensure that their documents are properly filed.
That makes a lot of sense.
And another thing, do you remember the size of my office?
Of course, Dad. I was just there this morning.
Now imagine all the documents heaped together with no record of which information that is coming in and which information is getting out.
That would be one chaotic office.
Yes, true again. Filing therefore helps avoid the chaos by separating the incoming and outgoing information.
And by doing so, you also save on space.
Exactly. If documents were to be left lying around anyhow, trust me, we would not even have a path to walk on in the office.
You would be walking on top of the documents, I agree.
Yes. And to add to that, documents that are well filed keep a better shape than documents that are not.
And not every employee has access to read everything. So filing maintains confidentiality of information.
That's right, my daughter. Now let's go back to the scenario where you have to wait for 2 hours to be served because your records are misplaced somewhere.
Okay.
Now imagine that the same office has the documents well arranged and stored somewhere.
Then they would be able to retrieve such information much faster and with a lot of ease.
And you'd be a happy customer.
Correct.
Aside from maintaining confidentiality of documents or information, filing also maintains their security.
I can imagine. When a document is in a locked cabinet, for example, it is not easy to steal such documents.
Or even to lose them accidentally. And nowadays, many offices are using fireproof filing system so that even in the event of a fire outbreak, they don't have to lose their valuable documents.
That is such a good idea. Do you have one in your office?
Of course we do. Next time you drop by, I will surely show it to you.
That would be nice.
Sure. Now, picture a well-arranged office with all documents filed appropriately on one hand, and picture another office where nothing has been filed and documents are littering all over the place.
Of course, the well-arranged office will look much tidier and neater than the office where everything is basically everywhere. Needless to say, I wouldn't want to work in the second office.
Me neither. Filing also helps to use documents in future for reference.
That is because whenever you want them, they will be right there.
Correct. Now that we have learned how important filing is, it is equally important to use a good filing system. Don't just go for any cupboard or cabinet or tray for that matter.
So, what should I consider in advance?
Now, to begin with, It should not take up a lot of space.
Just like the office furniture.
Yes. You don't want to have a filing system that takes up more space than all the staff members combined.
That would be foolish.
Yes. Secondly, the files should be easily accessed by the users. Imagine a filing system that takes time to open and close.
Staff members would take so much time doing the openings and closings, leading to time wastage.
Again, the filing system should be safe.
Yes, like you said, it should be fireproof.
Correct. In addition to being fireproof, the filing system should be resistant to adverse weather changes and even water.
And it should be out of reach of unauthorized persons.
Now, here is the irony. Even with everything we have said up there, the filing system should still remain simple.
Yeah, that is really an irony.
It should be simple enough to understand and operate so that the staff won't have to undergo a special training just to use a filing system.
That would be costly to the organization.
Yes, which brings us to the economic factor. A good filing system should be cheap to use and maintain.
Makes sense.
It should be flexible as well.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean to say that it should be able to allow expansion if need be, or even adoption of new technology.
I see.
And needless to say, a good filing system should be able to meet the needs of the organization.
Which in other words mean that it should be able to perform the functions for which it was bought.
Yes, it should also allow for cross-referencing where necessary.
What do you mean by cross-referencing?
Well, sometimes a document refers to another document elsewhere, which will provide more information. So a filing system should be able to provide access to the documents being referred to easily.
Thank you.
Finally, files should be well labeled so that it becomes easy to identify the contents of that particular file.
That would make work much easier for the staff members.
Sure it would. Have you ever heard of Registry?
Nope.
Well, most organizations prefer to keep all their documents in a centralized filing system, right? So this kind of filing is what is known as a registry.
Actually, hospitals do come to mind. All the records of the patients are kept in one place and are accessed in a need-to-be basis.
That's what I'm talking about. However, some offices still prefer the department filing, where each department has its own filing system.
I see.
Yeah, and that is all about filing.
Short and clear.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm going to bed. Good night, Dad.
Good idea. See you tomorrow.